I see that my network is fluctuating. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to do with the minimum option so that it doesn't disturb us, and or at least we can make use of the timing for the class. Okay.
I think everyone's network is a bit. I think like our school network was like a bit bad.
Okay.
One my network is sometimes here and there a bit bad. Yeah, I think there's like so many problems with the
So
network.
can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Can you see the white screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we learned all different types of shapes, triangles, quadrilaterals, squares, whatnot. Okay. And we also learned what is the basic concept of area and perimeter. What do we really mean by area and perimeter? You guys are clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What we have not learned or tried to learn, I mean, some of you might be knowing it already, but what we have not learned is how to find the area, how to find the perimeter, what is the formula for some of the shapes, how I can derive the formula. Okay. So we'll learn about rectangle, square, triangle, and circle today. Okay. So let me start with the rectangle. And I would request you guys to pay full attention because I will tell something which might look different from what you might have seen before. But let's try that. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm doing here is I'm drawing two lines perpendicular to each other, like you would have seen in a graph paper. Okay. Don't worry about the graph paper right now. I'm not trying to teach you guys graph. I'm just using that as a reference. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you have seen the graph paper, this is how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would have seen the vertical lines.
Yes.
This
That's
is like a guiding lines that you can see. Okay. And every line is like 1 unit, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, three, 4, 5, and this distance is 1 centimeter apart. Okay. These two lines are 1 centimeter apart. Likewise, here also it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's look at this box alone. If you look at this box, okay, this is 1 centimeter in length and 1 centimeter in width. Okay. This is called a box which is 1 centimeter in length and 1 centimeter in width. Okay. Can be denoted
okay.
as one unit of a square because this is a square, right? This is length is 1 centimeter, this is width is also 1 centimeter, meaning all the sides are same, right?
Yeah.
So this is called 1 square centimeter, meaning a square which has 1 centimeter on all the sides. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
everybody clear?
Yes, I'm clear.
Ayush,
Yeah.
Ishan,
I'm here.
Abhik, everybody clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this becomes your unit for future usage. Okay, meaning a square with 1 centimeter in length and 1 centimeter in width becomes your 1 unit. Let's think if this graph was very big, very, very big, okay, where every line was after a meter, okay, what happens is this becomes a square with 1 meter in length and 1 meter in width, meaning all sides are 1 meter. So that square would be called one.
Meter square.
Okay. So that becomes your unit. So let's not worry about meter thing right now. Just I was just giving an example. Now here, what we have seen is we have seen a unit, 1 centimeter square, meaning a square which has 1 centimeter as wall side. Now imagine You put one more square, meaning you go to the next line, okay, and use this as shape. You are this shape from here to here. What it has two same units, right? So here it was 1 centimeter square. Now you have 1 centimeter square and one more centimeter square,
So it will be 2 centimeters square.
2 centimeters square. If you expand this again, take the second block also. What it becomes? 3 centimeters square. Yeah.
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 If you extend one more block,
It will be 4, and then
four-
5, and then 6, and then go on.
everybody is with me so far.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
now let's play with it. I'm just clearing it so that I don't have to draw it again. Okay. So what you guys have seen is what is a 1 centimeter square. Now, uh, clear. Okay. One more time. One more time. Okay. Now this is 1 centimeter square. I picked two boxes, became 2 centimeter square. Okay. Now, if I pick two more boxes this way, how many I have?
Four.
Four.
4.
One, two, three, four. If I
Yeah.
pick two more,
Six.
Yeah, 6.
if I pick two more, eight.
8.
If I pick the line above that also, how many I have now? 12.
12.
So
12.
now, if you look at the relationship here, okay, when I picked up these six boxes, I had three horizontal blocks and two vertical blocks. That
Yeah.
is was becoming two into three equals six. If I pick two more blocks here, it becomes four horizontal, two vertical. Four
So
into two, eight.
8. And then it will be 8 centimeters square.
Yes. So what I'm trying to derive from this whole discussion so far is if I pick one more block, what I'm seeing, I have four horizontal blocks and three vertical blocks. That is
It's
what
like
makes it 4 into 3.
it's like area.
It is the area. That is what I'm trying to find out for you guys. So,
Oh.
so what happens is if you look at a rectangle, okay, which has 4 centimeter width length and 3 centimeter width, you can essentially break this into 12 boxes of 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter width. Okay,
Okay.
so it becomes 4 into 3, or in a way, you can generalize this and say length times
Length times width. Or length times base.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this helps us derive the area of a square.
Yeah. Square, rectangle.
Sorry,
Uh,
sorry. It's area of a rectangle. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I should not be jumping to a square right away. We have talked only about rectangle so far.
yeah, we only talked about rectangle.
Yeah.
Square, it's
Length times width. We'll come to that. We'll certainly come to that. But I want to know if everybody is with me so far.
okay.
Ishan,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Avik, yeah, Ayush, no questions.
Yeah, no question.
Ayush, you are with me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, and don't hesitate, beta, okay? I mean, anybody having any doubt, please feel free to ask me. I will repeat myself.
I
Okay?
don't have any doubt.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So now what from whatever we have seen in this diagram, we saw that if I have a rectangle which is let's say 5 centimeter in width or 6 centimeter and 2 centimeter in height, I can essentially break it down into 12 boxes of 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter width. So that is how it becomes 6 into 2. So from that we interpreted area of a rectangle as length times width, because my length was 6 centimeter, width was 2 centimeters. So length times width.
Length times width or length times base?
Yeah, you can say that. Mostly, what people say is they
Sorry.
consider this as a length or the
Oh,
base.
no, sorry. Base times height or length times?
Base times height. That's what you can say.
But the last time didn't we learn about squares too? We like put the graph paper and you wrote put squares and then learn the area.
Yeah, same thing. So I'm not. See, I'm a lazy person. Okay, when I say I'm lazy, I will not probably do the same thing again. What I will do is I will relate the property of rectangle and a square. Okay.
Um. Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? A equals.
A A is a short form for area.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay?
okay.
Everybody is following me, right? Ayush.
Yes. I'm following you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm
now,
following you.
very,
Okay.
very nice.
Can you give us two numbers for the square?
We'll do that. See, that is what will be part of our assignment and our practice also. Give me 15-20 minutes. We'll cover the area formula first, and then we'll come to this one. Okay.
Are we gonna learn about perimeter?
That's what you literally just said.
We
Wait for 15 or 10 minutes.
will get to that.
Oh.
We will come to that. We'll come to that. See, I want to go very fast, but I will go only as much fast as we all can run together. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So area of a rectangle we found out, right? With whatever we did so far, that it is length times width. I have other option of doing the same way for square also, because square also looks similar to that. But since we know the property of a square and a rectangle, we will see if we can borrow that knowledge for doing it faster. Yeah.
Okay.
So here, if you see a rectangle, what is the property of rectangle? Opposite sides are equal
Parallel.
and parallel. So this is equal to this and parallel, and
Yes.
all the angles are 90 degree.
Yeah.
Similarly, if you look at the square also, does it have all the properties of a rectangle?
Mm,
Yes,
No.
it has, because the opposite sides are same, right? Here
but
all the sides are same, so opposites are same by default. Yeah,
yeah.
this is also equal to this one.
Yeah.
Opposite sides are anyway same because all the sides are same, meaning opposites have to be same.
Yes.
And then all the angles are 90 degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is actually, I can always say a square is also a rectangle.
A rectangle, but all the sides are equal.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with what you said, Gite. What I'm saying is, but if I want to convince myself that is square a rectangle, answer is yes, it is a rectangle. Only additional information we have is, as you said, that yes, it's a rectangle, and also all the sides are same. So that's an additional property. But does it have all the properties of rectangle? Yes, it has.
It's
Yeah.
like a it's like a rhombus and a rectangle mixed together.
No, rhombus is different.
Rhombus has all the sides equal, right?
Rhombus has all the sides equal, but it doesn't have all the angles 90 degree.
No, but if a square, a rectangle has it, and then rectangle plus rhombus equals square because all the sides are equal and they're all parallel and they all have 90 degrees.
Right. But in rhombus, the other thing is, see, I will not compare rhombus with a rectangle for sure,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because the angles in rhombus, the angles are not 90 degree. Okay,
Yes,
so that is one. I will still compare rhombus with a square because there's some properties which are common, meaning all the sides are same in both the cases. Yeah.
yes,
So that's the only thing. And rhombus is a child of a square. You can say that. You take a
yeah,
square, you squeeze it, that makes a rhombus. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, coming back to the point that I was trying to make was a square also has all the properties of a rectangle. So I can borrow the properties of a rectangle to find the area of a square. Okay. I was as I was saying, Ishan, right? I'm lazy person. I don't want to draw the graph and then do the same thing. I'm taking a shortcut here. Since I can relate the property of a rectangle in the square, I know that okay, that if they both, I mean, if the square has all the properties of a rectangle, that means I can use the formula for rectangle also. So here the area of a square will be length times width. Interestingly, here length and width are same. So I can say length times length.
All of it times with.
Yeah, or width times width, whatever. Here in square, they don't say length or width, right? They will say the side of a square is 5 centimeters or 10 centimeters. So I will multiply the side with the side, meaning whatever is the side length of the side, I'll just multiply it with itself, and that gives me the area of a square. That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. So now the summary of that is area of a rectangle. I'll write R as a this thing so that you can note remember it. Length times width that we proved, and area of a square. I'm writing S here so that you can relate it. Is length is square. Now to your point, Ishan, I am lazy, but I don't want you guys to be lazy. I'm getting older. You guys are full of energy. That means if you have to find the area of a square the same way like we did for rectangle, yes, that is also possible.
But it takes longer time.
It takes longer time, but no, tomorrow if you're trying to just make sure that your concept is clear, right? So if you're talking about a square, you are looking at this as a square because it's 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter is a square. If you make it this and this, meaning 2 centimeter in length and 2 centimeter in width, that is also a square. So here you say, see four boxes. That makes it a two length into
But remember you said length times length. Isn't it length times width?
it is length and width, but in a square, right? In case of a square, you don't say length and a width. Like if you have seen a dice, right? It looks same on all the sides, no matter how you flip it, right? So that's why, in case of a square, people will say, okay, they will not say the length of the square is 5 centimeters or the width of the square is 5 centimeters. They will say the side of a square is this much because in case of a square, all the sides are same and they don't differentiate them as length or width. Okay, let me give you a very lame example here. Okay, if you're looking at a rectangle, okay, mostly you keep the rectangle like this, okay, meaning the longer side is used as a base. That is how it is more stable. Yeah, so that is why it is called length and this is called width. If you flip this rectangle and make it stand like this is not a very okay. Let me draw it this way. This one versus this one. It's the same rectangle. I have just rotated this one 90-degree. Okay, it was like this. I said, okay, stand up. I stand up. Okay, so this is again not a very scientific example, but always the longer side remains as a base. That is where you rest it. You would have not seen many drawings where the rectangles are kept like this in your book also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly
Yeah.
the longer side is kept horizontal. Okay. Now, if you look at a square,
If you flip it, it will stay the same.
it will still say same. So there's no optics around how to say which side is length, which side is width. They always say side and do
But
away.
why do we do length times length?
Because all the sides are equal and you can just do length times length.
Right. So you can say length, or you can also say S or side. The area of a square
Can
is
we
side is square.
can we say width times width too?
Yes, you can.
What is that?
He said, can you say width times width too?
Yeah, you can say that. See, the interesting part of the whole situation is I can give you in writing, okay? There will never ever be a question asked to you, regardless of whether it's a star test, whether it's a SAT, or whether it's a college exam. Nobody will say what
Find the
what area of a square saying width of the square is 5,
and also the width.
right? They will always say side, or they might say length of the side is something. So that is why I was saying length. Okay, that's the only reason. Otherwise, they say side or length of the side. That's all. Okay, and by saying length, what it helps us is it helps us to relate that with a rectangle, right? Here we say length times width. You'll say, okay, my length is this, and where my width is also equal to length. So that is why I was saying length is square. But you can always say length is square, or width is square, or side is square, whatever you find easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Okay.
Everybody okay?
Yes.
Abhik, Ishan.
Yeah.
I'll keep reminding you guys, okay? Because I don't feel comfortable till I hear a yes from everybody, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. So far we have seen area of a rectangle and a square. Any doubt so far?
No.
No.
Okay. Good that nobody said yes. Okay. Now, now look at the perimeter part of it.
Perimeter is easy
Perimeter is always easy.
because
Just
it's added.
math is always easy if you know the concept and if you can relate. And if you use formula. I have a universal formula called TRAN, which I have told you guys before also, right? If
Yeah.
you use this formula, math is the easiest and the most reliable subject.
Can you remind me what tran means again?
T stands for trust, R stands for read and read enough, A stands for analyze, N is Nike, just do it. And if you don't remember that, I uploaded the video of yesterday's class. You'll find it again. Okay.
Okay.
So before you start any sum, you have to always believe that yes, I can do it. And then you start with your reading. Read the question again and again, multiple times till you are tired and bored, and till you can say that yes, I have read the question enough. Then comes analysis. That is when you will start relating. Okay, this is what I read. This is what I understood, and these are formulas that I know. This is how I'm going to do this sum, and then this is Nike. Just do it. Once you have made your mind, once you trust yourself, once you have read the question enough, you just do it. Then the chances of going wrong will be less. Okay,
What does the whole thing mean? I accidentally forgot.
what is that?
What does the whole tran thing mean?
Uh, so I will not probably repeat that one, Abhik. I have uploaded a video of yesterday's class. Okay, if you'll watch the last 10 minutes of the video, you will get the breakdown of Tran, and we'll keep doing that. Okay, so it's nothing magical there. It's just a approach. Okay, okay. Watch yesterday's video. Once you watch the video of yesterday's class completely, I'm sure you'll be able to relate. If not, I'm there always. Don't worry. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So coming back to perimeter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we whatever we learned so far, perimeter means the total length of the boundary of the shape. So here we are talking about the boundary of the shape rectangle. What is here length and this is width. Now let's go back to this one. So this is a rectangle, this is length, this is width. We have to find out the perimeter of this gentleman. Now, what is the see why I stressed on knowing the property of the shapes for two classes? Why? Because I wanted you guys to know the property of each and every shape by heart. Here, what we learned as a property for rectangle, Opposite sides are equal and parallel, meaning if this is L, this is also L. If this is W, this is also W. And all the angles are 90 degrees. This is what we recall from the property discussion, right? Now, perimeter is what? Perimeter is the total length of the boundary. So in this total boundary from here to here, what all you see? Let's say if you are starting from here, you see one length, you see width, then you see other length, then you see another width. So you are seeing length plus width, this one, length plus width, then another length and other width. Yeah. So
Yeah.
total perimeter is length, this width, length, width. Or you can say, I see two length, so two times length, plus I see two width, so I'll say two width. Yeah. I can either simplify it saying, okay, I'll take two common, that is length plus width. This is the formula for the perimeter. You don't have to memorize it. You have to just keep doing it. Because if you know the rectangle, if you know what is perimeter, you can just simply add them. You don't have to memorize this formula. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times length plus width. And that is what we derived just now. You don't have to memorize this, as I say, because I don't want any of you to memorize, mug up, and then forget. You relate the concept, you do it. Yeah, it'll be easy. Now, same way, if I'm looking at a square, what is the perimeter for a square? See, for area, we remembered, right? Length times width is area of a rectangle. Length times length is the area of a square. Obviously, now if you have to draw this and then relate it, and let's say if somebody says length is 50 centimeter and width is 10 centimeter, imagine how much effort you're going to put. So that's why it helps to use the formula of length times width. Okay, because you can prove it once and you can remember it for later use. But for perimeter, you don't really have to remember the formula because it's simple. You have to shape, you have to look at all the length of all the sides. And for rectangle, you know this one, this one, this one, this one. So here I have two length and two width. Okay. So two length and two width. That is my perimeter. Okay. So length is, let's say, 10 centimeter, width is 5 centimeter. So 2 times length is this, plus 2 times width is this. So this becomes 2 into 10, 20 plus 2, 5, 10 is 30 centimeters. That's length. Okay. So the difference that you have to remember is length is always length. So you don't say the length is 20 centimeters square. You said length is 20 centimeter. Okay. A square always represents area. So when you are looking at area of a rectangle, area of a square, area of a triangle, area of any shape for that matter, then the unit will be centimeter square or inch square or meter square, depending on what is the unit used for the question or used in the question rather. Any question so far?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Now let's look at a square. I know I'm not very good at drawing to make it look like a perfect square, but assume this is a square. Okay. So when I
It's
say
good.
square, what it means is all the sides are of same length. This, all are same length, and this is 90 degree. Okay. This is the prop. I mean, all the angles are 90 degree. Now, perimeter. Perimeter is simple, meaning the length of the entire boundary. If I'm starting from here, I'm going here to here to here to here, and all the sides are same. So I'm going one length, then this length, two length, which is same again. This is third length, which is again same. This is the fourth length. So here I'm talking about four times of length, or length plus length plus length plus length, or side plus side plus side plus side, whatever you call it. So the perimeter here is four times of the side or four times length. If you want to remember the formula, it's always up to you. But for remembering formula for perimeter is not a great idea. It just helps you save some seconds, but if you remember the concepts, you will never go wrong. Yeah.
But won't every square have like different lengths and widths? So like, isn't like the perimeter of all the like like the perimeter of a square? It's not all the same, isn't it? Like, doesn't it matter how big it is?
Yeah, it is a matter, right? See, this is let's say I was saying, right? If you look at a square, your square can be big or small. And here we are saying perimeter is the length of the entire boundary. So look at this boundary here for this square versus the length of the boundary here versus the length of the boundary here. What I said was it will be 4 times length. Here the length, let's say here it is 10 centimeter. Here it is 5 centimeter. Here it is 2 centimeter. So in this case, what will be the perimeter? 4 times 10. That is 40 centimeter. Here it is 5 centimeters. So it will be 4 times 5, which is 20 centimeter.
10.
And here it will be 2 times 4.
Sorry.
4 times 2.
8,
4 times 2.
8, sorry.
3 centimeter.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a 5. Oops.
Right. So here what's happening is your length of the perimeter or the perimeter for these squares are 40, 20, and 8. And that depicts how big or small the square is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing happens with area also. Let's say if you're talking about this square, the area here will be 10 square, length square, right? Equal to 100. Here it will be 5 square equals 25 centimeter square. Okay. Here it will be 2 square, meaning 4 centimeter square. So this tells you this is a much smaller square with 4 centimeter square in the area. This is 25 centimeter square in area, and this is 100 centimeter square in area. Yeah.
Um,
Yes,
um,
sir. Yes.
Yeah. So Ishan, you have a question?
in area, it's 100 centimeters.
Yeah.
100.
It's
Yeah.
10 times 10.
Okay. So again, I'll help you guys recall this one. So this is if this is a square. This has two parts to it. One is the internal whole space that it needs. That is called area. And perimeter is the boundary here to here. Okay. It's like a perimeter is nothing but like a string. If you have to put across or around the shape, that the length of the string is your perimeter. So if we are talking about a square, meaning this, and this are same. Or let's say we are talking about 10 centimeter square with 10 centimeter inside. This is 10 centimeter, this is 10 centimeter, this is 10 centimeter. My perimeter will be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, 40. 40 centimeter. Now area will be what? Area is length side square. So 10 into 10,
So
meaning
100.
100 centimeter square. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
you can relate it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, this is the difference between area and perimeter. This is what we saw. Area is nothing but the space taken by that particular
But
shape.
don't you multiply like each side?
We did.
Like, don't you multiply
For
10?
area, you don't multiply each side. That's not for any of them.
No, so see, you don't multiply this and this and this and this. You don't multiply, okay?
Oh,
Because that is
You
what we saw.
multiply length times width.
Length times width, right? That's what we saw.
Just length times width. That's just the formula. You don't do length times width times length times width.
So Gitesh, allow me, let me understand. See, everybody understands things in different ways. So I'm just trying to find out if there's something that I can explain to Ishan. So Ishan, so we saw, right, that if we have to, what happened? Okay. So in the graph paper, right, we saw if this is 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter, okay, meaning 1 unit length, 1 unit width, that makes it 1 centimeter square. So if I'm talking about a square which is 2 centimeter by 2 centimeter. Okay, that has 4 boxes like this of this unit. Okay, so that's big. That makes it 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 centimeters square. If I'm talking about a square which is 3 by 3,
Well, for the symbol of square, do you need to write two, like 4 centimeters, and then like two?
no, so here what I'm telling you is how this 4 centimeters. No, we'll not do 4 centimeters to 2 because area
No,
is
but
area.
you wrote,
Hmm?
right next to the M in 4 centimeters. Is that a two?
It's centimeter square. Okay, so it's not into 2, it is 4 centimeter square. Now I'll tell you why it is. So you can represent an area when you're saying area, right? In a very what we call simplistic way, area is always something that denotes two sides. Okay, meaning on a two dimension, it has length and width component. So if you're looking at a rectangle, it has length and width. If you're looking at a square, it also has length and width, though it is the same. So you're looking at this. If you're looking at triangle also, it has, you're looking at basically two dimensions, this one and this one. Okay, so that is why it is side and side that is getting multiplied. Okay, formula could be different, but it denotes that you're talking about two side of it. Okay, all right. So that is how. Now let's look at this formula. Okay, rectangle, this is length and this is width. Here length is what, let's say 5 centimeter, width is 2 centimeter. So when you're saying length into width, what you are doing, you are saying 5 centimeter into 2 centimeter. Yeah,
Yeah.
here 5 and 2 are numbers, you can multiply them, that becomes 10. What happens to this centimeter and this centimeter? They also get multiplied and it becomes centimeter into centimeter, centimeter square. So if you are talking about a rectangle with length as 5 meter and width as 4 meter, what will be the area? It will be length times width. So 5 meter into 4 meter. It will be 5 into 4, 20, and meter into meter becomes meter square. So that is the two thing that you see here. If you're talking about a square, okay, this is length is, let's say, 8 centimeter. Okay, so this is also 8 centimeter, this is also 8 centimeter, this is also 8 centimeter. What is the area? We say side square. So 8 centimeter into 8 centimeter. It makes it 8 into 8, 64. And centimeter into centimeter becomes centimeter square. That's the two thing that you saw. And you will see this square thing for all the area because there'll be some unit. When you talk about a length, you talk about that in centimeter, inches, meter, kilometer,
So
whatnot.
since you did 8 times 8, which is two digits, to two different digits, you wrote two.
Not really. So this is something that you will learn as exponents. Okay, then when we learn exponents in higher grade, that is when you learn about it. But for now, for the sake of simplicity, if you say 10 into 10, you can always say 10 to the power 2. If you're multiplying 10 with itself 3 times, you can say 10 to the power 3. Similarly, if you multiply x with x, you can say x to the power 2. If you say y into y, you can say y to the power 2. If you say
X
Ishan, if you say Ishan into Ishan,
is drawn into the power of 2.
yes, that'll be Ishan to the power of 2. Okay, so same way, since we are multiplying centimeter with centimeter, it became centimeter to the power 2.
Okay.
And there are more interesting concepts around this one. When we learn exponents, I will explain that to you guys. Do not worry too much about it for now. Only thing that you would need to remember is if I'm doing area, I'm talking about multiplying one length with one width or other side, whatever it is. So the unit, whatever it is, centimeter or inch, whatever it is, that gets multiplied and becomes inch square or centimeter square. The number remains the same. If you're talking about a volume, that is when you will come across three dimensions: length into width into height. And that is when you will see centimeter into centimeter into centimeter. That makes it centimeter cube. Okay. So, like I was saying, 10 into 10 into 10
Wait,
becomes.
are we gonna learn?
10 cubed.
Are we gonna learn about volume?
Yes, we are.
But we will probably go slow. I will make sure that I teach you guys only as much about volume as you're supposed to learn till fifth grade. Okay.
Okay.
So that way, till fifth grade. Yeah. Because this is level one. I want to make sure that you guys learn everything that you are supposed to learn till fifth grade. And then all of you who are ready for going to level two, I'll make you guys move to level two after I am confident that you have learned it.
I
Okay.
think I'm the only guy that's going to move to level 2, right?
We will see. I will do test. I will check everybody. And again, it is not to make anybody feel good or bad. It's just about making sure that
Wait,
you
is
learn
level 2 for 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders?
everything. Yeah.
And then level 3 is for 9th graders, 10th
Nice.
graders,
SAT. Yeah.
11th graders.
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah.
And then is there a level 4 for
No.
college?
No, there's no level four. Level four, I am not teaching because once kids are grown up, when they in college, they know what to learn, how to learn. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So coming back to this one, whatever we were learning, right? So we learned about the area of a rectangle, area of a square, perimeter of a rectangle, perimeter of a square. Let's learn something about a shape that we have not talked about much. Circle. Okay. Here, why I'm picking up circle? Because we have only 10 more minutes before the class ends. And I don't have to explain anything to you guys. I can just tell you the formula. Not because I don't want to, but I will not do that because that will be coming as part of very, very senior grade. Okay. I learned how the formula for area and perimeter for circle derived in 12th grade. That's a that concept comes with calculus and other uh, senior grade concepts. So I'll just tell you guys the formula. Okay. And it's not difficult. This is a circle. When you look at a circle, how do you how do you relate it? Let me play with you guys. Let me turn on my fan. Can you guys see my fan?
Yes.
Yes.
And don't look at the blades. Once it is running with a full throttle, what it looks like?
A circle. Like a fan circle, I guess. A fan circle.
It's a circle, let's say. Now, if you look at the blade, what does it look like?
Uh it looks like a blade.
It looks like tiny rectangles.
Um, yeah, no, I would not say that. Let's okay. So this is the fan that you guys saw, and let's say this is the blade. This blade, this blade, this blade, this blade, this blade. Let's say this fan had 6 blades or 7 blades, whatever.
Okay.
That's 6.
All these blades
I mean 7.
are starting. This is in the center where the blades are starting, and the length of the blade is basically this much. All the blades have same length, right?
Yeah.
The length of the blade is actually called something like a radius. So if you whatever you saw, the fan or anything which is a circle, you will see that the there is a center for this circle. Okay,
Yeah.
and that center is at the equal distance from all the points on the border of the circle. Okay, so this length from center to the border of the circle, this is called radius for any circle. Now imagine, let's say this is something I have. Okay, uh, you guys can see the toy I'm holding. It's not a toy.
I
It's
can't see. If you okay, it's headphones. I think.
yeah, something like that, right? What I have is I have a string. Okay, I'm holding
Okay.
this at one end. Okay, and I can rotate this. What it makes? A circle.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at
Oh,
this from here to here, this is the length of the wire or the radius which was making the circle. Because the distance from my hand to the border of the circle was same. Because this is the length of the wire was the same. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure you guys would have played with things like this, right? By tying
Yeah.
something at one end and then rotating it, right? So that length of the
Yeah.
string, which makes the circle, that length is called the radius. And what property I want you guys to remember is in a circle is always around the center. This is the center. And this center is at equal distance from all the border, any place on the border of the circle. Okay. On the border, I'm saying the border, the outer edge. Okay. And this is called radius. Here, this will be same, this will be the same, this will be the same, this will be the same. Okay. All are
Yeah.
radius.
What's the area of that circle?
Coming to that. Okay. Now, the area of circle is pi r square. R is the radius. Okay. Area of any triangle, any circle is dependent on r radius. That's why I was stressing on that point. That okay, when you are rotating the fan, what is the length of the blade?
What?
I'm sorry.
But this every time, like in a circle, there's nothing inside, right? It's just a circle. So how do you find out the area without the radius?
No, no. So look at this. If I'm talking about a circle, look at this circle or this circle. What is the area of this circle? The entire thing. This is the area. Now
Yeah.
there's a invisible point which is the center that would have been taken for drawing the circle. Okay, for making the shape, and that point which is somewhere here.
Imagine it. We need to imagine it.
What is that?
Do we need to imagine it?
You need to. That is the core of it. Okay, any circle that you talk about. If you are looking at, let's say, this circle here.
What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the like? What's the area of this circle you draw it on the screen?
So that is what I'm coming to. Area of a circle. The formula is pi r square, and this will remain fixed for any and every circle. Okay, pi r square. Pi is a constant that was derived by ancient mathematicians. The value of pi is 22 by 7. Okay. The apple pie, the banana pie, the peach pie that you guys eat, there's a mathematical pie whose value is 2 by 7.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw the pi and I saw the value of pi and
Uh-huh.
it was so big. I searched
Yeah.
Google
So,
value of
so
and it
value
was
of pi.
so big.
Okay. So the value of pi is 22 by 7. Now, when you do 22 by 7, meaning you divide 22 by 7, it will give you 3.1416 and it will go on. Okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
get divided. So that's why, for the sake of simplicity, if I ask you guys to remember this thing, that will be tiring. You will forget it. If I say the pi is 22 by 7, it's easy.
Yeah. Or you can just go like 3.14.
3.14. I mean, that people use that 3.14 also people use, but
Yeah, you don't need I mean in math you just need the first two, right? The first two of the decimal, right?
Yes and no. Depends on no. See, some in some places they will say, "I want to find the value till four decimal points." If you remember only first two, you might make mistake. Second thing is here, if you look at this like a fraction, let's say if the radius is 7, okay, it becomes very easy to calculate here. If you put 3.14, then you have to convert the decimal into a fraction and then do it, right? So I mean, there's no perfect thing here. What I'm saying is, it's easy to remember this as number 22/7. This is what I learned when I was in third or fourth grade or fifth grade, maybe like you guys. And
Hmm.
I still remember it after being 47-year-old.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So area of a circle is pi r square, and where pi is constant, this value will not change. R is the radius, and now every circle is formed with the radius only. If I would have not rotated this by keeping this string in my hand, I would have not been able to make the circle. If the blade was not rotating in this, no, for the fan, that would have not looked like a circle. If if this is not done with a center in mind, see, if you look at this water bottle, the base of it, right? You see something in the center here, which is like equidistant from all the corners, all the no, all the edges. Yeah. That
Yeah.
is radius. So you cannot imagine, like you cannot imagine a
How do
triangle
you
with three
calculate?
sides.
How do you calculate the radius?
I'll come to that. I'll come to that.
Oh,
So I'm saying you cannot imagine a triangle without three sides. You cannot imagine a quadrilateral without four sides and four angles, right? Likewise, you cannot dream of a circle without radius. Clear?
Yeah.
Now you don't calculate the radius. You calculate the area. Like if I'm talking about a rectangle, I don't say how do I calculate the length. You don't calculate the length. You are given the length and width, and you calculate the area. Likewise, for a circle, you'll be given the radius. Say, okay, find out the area of a circle where the radius is 10 centimeters. So you will say, okay, radius 10 centimeters, 22/7, and 10 centimeters. So 10 pi r square. This is square, right? 10 centimeters. So now you will do the calculation 22/7 into 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter. Now you do the calculation, you multiply all the numbers, centimeter into centimeter becomes centimeter square, and that is your area.
Oh wow. I
Ishan,
never.
yeah,
clear?
yeah.
Now, yeah,
The area.
there'll be a situation. People will say, okay, the area of a circle is, let's say, 220 centimeters square. Find out the radius. So you know that, okay, area equals to pi r square. I know the value of area, which is 220 centimeters square, and pi is 22/7. I have to find out what is the value of r, what is the value of radius. For this, you'll have to learn how to do the square root. We'll learn that in later classes. For now,
Oh yeah, I know that.
yeah,
I know like small numbers. Like
yeah,
64,
yeah.
36.
Right. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is you need to know the radius, and then you should be able to derive the area of a circle. And the formula is very simple: pi r square. Now, I'll give you one more thing to remember because I'm not explaining that to you guys. Perimeter. Now you look at the perimeter. What is the perimeter from here all the way to here? What was the area? Pi r square. What will be the perimeter? The 2 that you had here as a square, that became a multiplier here, 2 pi r. Okay. How it is derived? I will prove it once you guys are in ninth grade, not right. Okay. If I
Grade.
do it now, you guys will start scratching your head and only hair will come out. Nothing else. Yeah.
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 So let's say if somebody says, okay, radius is 12 centimeters. Find out the perimeter. You say, okay, fine. 2 times pi times r is the formula for perimeter. Let me put the value. 2 times pi. Pi is 22 by 7. And radius is 12 centimeters. I'll put 12 centimeters. And then do the calculation. That is the answer for this. So far we have learned perimeter, area and perimeter for rectangle, square, and a circle. That is where I want to stop and take questions if you guys have any. Anything that was not clear, not understandable, complicated, bothering.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why did we do 22 divided by 7 times 10 times 10?
For which one?
Uh,
22 by 7 is nothing but the value of
oh,
pi.
I
yeah,
have
but
a question.
didn't we do then like times 10 centimeters times 10 centimeters?
So, okay, let's not, okay, I will not explain that. I'll tell you
I
why.
have a question. Okay, because we're not in 10th grade or ninth grade.
No, I'll come to you guys one by one, one by one. I want Gitesh and Abhik to wait for that turn. Let me clear with Ishan. Okay. So Ishan. So area of a circle is pi r square, meaning pi into r. That is how it is r square. Yeah. Like
Okay.
you saw, 10 into 10 makes it 10 square. Ishan into Ishan made Ishan square. So the area of a circle is pi times r square. R square is nothing but r into r. So that is
Mm,
why, but the value of pi is 22 by 7. Radius was given as 10 centimeters. So I said, okay, 22 by 7 into 10 centimeter into 10 centimeters. Here,
Okay.
Ishan, did I answer your question?
yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you answer this now? Uh, are we gonna learn about pi in the next class?
No, so don't try learning pi. Pi is just a value. Like 2 means 2, 5 means 5, 10 means 10. Pi means 22 by 7. That's the value of pi. Okay.
Okay.
Pi is a number derived by the ancient mathematicians for solving some of the mathematical problems. Okay. So that's how they derived it. You don't have to learn pi. You just have to know the value of pi. That's it. It's a constant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Ishan, you got your question answered, right? I I think it will be easy if you try doing some sums. Okay. So let me do. I will give you guys some assignment or homework. Probably 10 to 15 sums to do between today and next Saturday. You will do the sums and show the sums to your parents, how you're doing it. And when you're trying to show that to your parents, that is when you will realize what you know and what you don't. Then watch this video one more time and then try doing it. If you are still getting stuck, I'm always here. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what brings us to the end of the class. Gitesh, you were saying something. Sorry, I interrupted.